welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I have a long-awaited debt snowball update for you guys. I have paid off my State Farm Visa card. I've been working on this card since August 25th, 2020. That's when I started focusing in on this card to try to pay it off, and I have done that. So it's very exciting. We are going to be able to color in my Detrus chart here. This is from debtfreecharts.com. It's a free debt tracking chart. They have a ton of really fun ones on there. I highly recommend you check it out if you are looking for motivation in your debt-free journey. We actually paid this final payment to this card back on October 6th, I believe. So I'm a little bit late in updating you guys on this, but I'm so excited that we have paid off another credit card. So I have my Crayola colored pencils here. I'm just going to color the rest of this in. I'm very, very excited. We finished this, we said, on October 6th. I think that's when it was. So a little bit less than 2 months to pay off $1,793.34. That is huge, you guys. I am so proud of myself for this. I have been feeling really low about this whole debt-free journey. I've been feeling like it's taking forever and we're not making any progress, and it's like 2 steps forward and 1 step back, which I will talk about when I start talking about what our next step is moving forward on our debt-free journey. But then I sit down and I look at this and I see that we paid almost $1,800 in 2 months. You guys, that's incredible. And I really need to stop beating myself up over the way that I have been going through this journey, because this is huge. When I first started out, even the beginning of this year, I think that our debt payments every week were somewhere around $50. So we were not making any progress at all. And now, to speak of, I mean, progress is progress, no matter how small, right? If you're only making $50 a month extra, that's better than nothing. But in terms of where we are now, we're paying $150 almost every single week towards our credit cards. And that's in extra payments. That's not even counting our minimum payments. So really, I need to stop beating myself up. I've just been in sort of a funk lately. We're going to talk about that. For now, I'm going to go in and color in these charts. This is so satisfying. I will say that I don't like this style chart quite as much as the other kinds that I've been using, which, let me show you. Like this kind, for example, this is the chart I used for my Christmas sinking fund, which is fully funded, by the way, very exciting. But you guys, my cats are going crazy. If you can hear them, I apologize. This style chart was a lot of fun because I could do a different color pattern for each month, so I could really break it down that way and see how much we were able to pay each month. And so I'm going to go back to this style chart for my next chart that I use, but this was fun. It's super cute. It was just harder to kind of keep track of how much I had paid each week, or not each week, but each month, and I had to kind of count out the squares every time that I wanted to update this, and so I sort of fell behind with updating for that reason. Still very satisfying, though, to see this completely filled in, I think. So let's find out. Let's get this filled in. I'm not going to leave the camera on while I color in all of these little pieces, because I feel like that would be kind of tedious to watch. So I'm just going to come back once this is all filled in. We can celebrate paying off the State Farm Visa card, and then we'll talk about what's next. All right, you guys, so we are all colored in. One more debt down. I keep getting questions of people asking me, how much debt have you paid off? How many credit cards have you paid off? I can't tell you that. I really don't know. I would need to go back and look through some of my old debts or my old budgeting sheets and really take a look, but I know that we have made significant progress and I need to start celebrating that even more. Like I said, I've been in a slump and I've been getting discouraged, and I think that it might be a really good exercise for myself to really go back through some of my old stuff and see how far we've come, because we've come a long way. That being said, we still do have quite a long way to go, and unfortunately, in the last month, we have hit a bit of a setback, which means that we have even further than we originally anticipated. We had to get a new washing machine. Our washing machine quit working. It would run its cycle, it would fill with water, it would do everything it was supposed to do. I don't know exactly what the problem was, but none of my clothes were coming clean. I did multiple cleaning cycles on the washing machine. I really, did everything I knew how to do to try to make it work better, but I had an old front-loading washing machine. We had had it for 8 or 9 years, and it was just time to upgrade. Unfortunately, right now is not a great time to buy appliances. If you guys can put it off, I highly recommend it, because with everything going on in the pandemic, I guess they're just not producing as many machines as usual, so they're hard to come by. We went to Lowe's and Home Depot to take a look at washing machines, and ultimately we did not have very much selection at all. The one that we initially wanted was a much more affordable machine than the one we ended up getting, but it was back ordered all the way until like January. We would have had to wait until January to get it, and we didn't have a washing machine that worked. I'm not going to take my clothes to a laundromat and pay a fortune to wash my clothes for the next 3 months, so we had to get what we could get. We also decided at the same time to go ahead and get the dryer, because God forbid we should have the dryer go out on us. And then again, we're in the same scenario where we can't get one. So we bought the washing machine and the dryer at an exorbitant price that we did not want to pay. I do love the machines a lot. I'm very happy with them. They're by Whirlpool, but they were expensive, and we ended up putting those machines on a credit card. We used our Lowe's credit card, which is a card that we had previously paid off. We don't close our credit cards because we are looking at the possibility of buying a house in the next few years. By few, I mean more like 3 to 5, most likely. We haven't really sat down and kind of ironed out our future plans because we're really focusing on our debt-free journey right now. But we don't want to close down our accounts because we want our credit score to be high enough to get a loan for a mortgage. So we used the card. We could have used our emergency fund, but honestly, the machines came out to more than what we have set aside for our emergency fund, and it didn't really feel like a true emergency, so we put them on a card. We did get 0 interest if we pay the card off in the next 6 months, which means that that card just got bumped up to the top of our list, and that is what we are going to be focusing on next. So we paid down our State Farm Visa, but at the same time, we then turned around and put a ton of money on my Lowe's card. So it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. In this case, it's more like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, but it is what it is. I'm trying not to beat myself up over it. These things happen, and, let's just keep on trucking. We still have a long way to go, even longer now, but it really kind of caused me to lose steam there for a few weeks, but I'm trying to stay positive. You guys, we paid off so much debt this year. Thank God we weren't in a position where we hadn't tackled any of our debt and then now got ourselves into this scenario, because we'd be drowning right now. So I'm grateful that we've come so far, and I'm just going to focus on one thing at a time. We're going to pay our Lowe's card back off, and then we'll move forward. This will probably be the last card then that we pay off in the year 2020, and we can focus on 2021 on paying off the others. I believe we have 5 more credit cards to tackle after this, And they are the credit cards that have the larger balances. We've kind of taken care of all of our little battles, and now we're really going to have to go to war with this debt in 2021. But for now, we're going to focus on Lowe's. So I printed out a new debt-free chart from debtfreecharts.com. This is the one that is for a credit card. They have a ton of different ones. You can just go on there and take your pick. This is the one I'm going to use, so I need to get that punched. I'm going to use my great big arc punch to get this put on my set of Happy Planner discs here. And then we'll talk about the total amount that we have to pay. Alright, it's punched, and I think I punched it a little crooked, but that's okay. So we're going to stick this in behind these other ones. In terms of the other charts that I filled out, we did pay off our mortgage this year, which is a humongous win. We paid off the State Farm Visa. I didn't do debt-free charts for all of my debts, so this is not an accurate representation of everything that we've done throughout the year, but we paid off a Capital One card with $2,000 on it, and we definitely fully funded Christmas for 2020, so we've made a humongous amount of progress. And I just need to, again, keep reminding myself of that, stop beating myself up for the little losses, and focus more on the wins. So, all right, let's get back to where we were here. Get this debt-free chart put in here. I'm just going to put up here that this is for our washer and dryer, which is on a Lowe's card. Now, typically with the debt snowball method, what you do is you take the minimum payment that you were paying for the card that you most recently paid off, and you add it to your debt snowball. So throughout this last couple of months, we've been paying $150 a week in extra debt payments, and we also had the minimum payments of the State Farm Visa card, which was $25. So having paid that card off, typically we would take that $25, divide it by 4, because we like to make progress on our debts every week, not just every month. So we would, take that $150 that we were paying. Let's see. Let's just do the math really quickly, even though it's a moot point, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So we were paying $25 a month for that, divide that by 4. So we would be adding $6.25 each week to our debt snowball, which is not a lot anyway, but we'd be paying, $156.25 a week instead of $150. But because we had to use this Lowe's card that we haven't been carrying a balance on, now this Lowe's card has a minimum payment. So we're just going to not add anything to our debt snowball. We're going to continue with $150 a week in progress. And let me tell you guys how much this Lowe's card has on it right now. Going into my Lowe's credit card account on my phone. I'm not going to show it to you because I for sure would accidentally show you something you don't need to see. So I'm just going to go in and we're going to talk about it. All right, you guys, $2,035.18 is what we have to pay off on this Lowe's card. The minimum payment for this card as of right now is actually $28. So, it's actually a little bit higher than the minimum payment we were paying for the State Farm Visa, but we're just going to eat that extra few dollars. It'll be fine. So, we have to pay off $2,035.18. All right, you guys, so I got a phone call, so I had to stop what I was doing, and while I was on the phone, I went ahead and just filled in the amounts. I decided this time we're going to start from the top and work our way down, since all of the previous ones we've started at the bottom and worked our way up. It doesn't really matter, but... So each one of these lines is going to be about $41. I'll have the amounts here, so what I'll do then is whenever I do my check-ins, I will just take a look at the balance on the card and color into that point. Since we're in October, we're going to start with orange. And I actually made the first payment towards this card today. I paid $150 as anticipated. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys that already this amount is down to $18.85.18. So that means I can color in, not quite to this line because that's $18.77. So I'm going to color down to this $19.18. And we will already have made some progress on this card, which is exciting. So I'm probably going to use orange for the outside. I decided just to use my colored pencils for this since I already had them out rather than pulling out my mild liners, which is what I usually use for these charts like this. And we'll just color in that little bit of progress. And that is going to do it for my debt snowball update. So we are, you know, taking a step back and working on a card we've already paid off once. It stinks, but, you know, it happens. It is what it is. Hopefully we can get this paid off really, really quickly. We're not going to accumulate any interest because we got the special financing with our Lowe's credit card. So, you know, I'm going to just, you know, take it for what it is. It's not the greatest thing ever, but definitely could be worse. We could have that State Farm Visa card still have the $1,800 on it and then have spent an additional $2,035. So at least we, you know, at least we took care of one card before we had to run up another. So I'm going to finish filling this in and then I'll wrap this up. Be right back. All right, you guys, so a little bit of progress. I also remembered I need to write in our start date because that's something I have decided I want to try to do every time so that I know how long it took me to pay off this debt. So we started on Tuesday. Let's do start date, Tuesday, October 20th, 2020. So hopefully by the end of the year, we will have paid this down to zero. We'll see. How often do you guys want to see debt snowball updates? Do you want to see them every month? Or do you want me to fill in these charts every week during my weekly check-ins since I'm paying debt? Making progress on my debt every single week. I feel like that's kind of overkill, but if you wanted to do it like once a month, we could get together every month and fill in my chart. Or do you want me to just do them like as I'm paying down the debts? Let me know how often you want to see these. I'd really like your feedback. For now, I'm going to go ahead and go. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. If you have not yet subscribed, make sure to click that subscribe button so you can come back for all of my budgeting and lifestyle videos. I'd love to have you. I'll see you guys in my next one.